Hi, this is Kathy with Craft with Kathy. I wanted to do this on this board, this found surface. I like it, the beaded board. It's intended to be mounted horizontally, but if this works, I'm going to do it vertically. I'll just add like a little sawtooth hanger to the back of it. If it doesn't particularly work for this surface, I have something else in mind, so we'll just see how it goes. I'm going to be using the Botanicals, and let me show you what else I'm going to do. I've got still have paint all over my fingers because I've got paint, whatever. I was doing a little whitewashing before I started to kind of be a little bit more prepped and ready to go with this. So I've got 3 wood cutouts that coordinate with the Botanical transfer, the Club Couture transfer, and I've just whitewashed them, and I was thinking they look really nice on this beaded board. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually transfer the design to them and set it on here when I'm done, and if it looks good, that's where it's going, and if it's not, I'll tell you about my second idea. I only have 1 set of the wood cutouts. Obviously, for my other idea, I need a second, but I think it'll work good. We'll see. So, before I actually get started with this, I need to wax these because they are wood, and we always want to wax our wood before we chalk it. So let me move the transfer out of the way and just give these a quick little coat of wax. Drop me a line, let me know where you're viewing from. I'm coming at you from the suburbs west of Chicago, where it's finally starting to warm up a little bit here, which is a good thing because I am so tired of the cold. We've really had very little snow, I mean, compared to what seems like normal, if there's normal anymore, because you have to admit, the last couple years, the winters have been a little strange. But I'm just tired of the cold. So I'm going to just hurry up and put a little coating on all these, and then I'm going to come back and rub it in and buff it out. So like I said, all I did was whitewash this, and what I whitewashed it with is our bright white chalk paste. Just diluted it with a little bit of distilled water, and then painted it on, and that was it. And I also did the edges. I wasn't going to, because I like the edges being kind of that brown, but it's a little see-through, so you could still see a little bit of the brown, and I think it works fine. Grab a little bit more wax. Oh goodness, I know it's Monday. I guess I'm just having a hard time getting back into the swing of things, right? Has that ever happened to you? As these are rather thin cutouts, I find it's easier to keep them stable by actually applying the wax while I have them on the surface as opposed to holding them in my hand. This way, as I apply the wax, rub it in, and then remove the excess, they're not moving around quite as much, and they have a nice solid surface underneath them. Okay, so I'm using our surface wax, which has no odor. It's odor-free, which my little sensitive nose really appreciates. I do get a headache from strong scented things, so maybe that's what, I don't know. I remember being that way as a kid, and I remember I didn't like my mom's perfume. I think she wore Emerald, if I remember correctly, and it just really gave me a headache, and I never told her that. Years later I did, and she's like, why didn't you ever say anything? It was like, no, it would have been rude. It would have hurt your feelings, you know? Of course, by the time I told her, she definitely wasn't wearing it anymore. So I don't know what that's about. I think it's a little weird, but whatever. So yes, I appreciate it for that, and I like the fact that it's a little can. I know my first can of paste before chalk sold surface wax or whatever, paste wax, I keep calling it paste, I don't know why. was from the hardware store, and you know, it was a good sizable tin, which of course hardened up. It's still around here somewhere. I probably should just toss it in reality. So I like the little cans. They don't dry out before I get to the bottom of the can, and they don't have any scent, which makes my nose happy. Now I'm being a little careful here. I'm not being really rough with these because of course they are wood. They're a little thin. They're cutouts. I don't want to, oh, I've got a little, I should have seen into that. I got a little clump of paint there, or the paste. I don't want to crack them, of course. Okay, I'm trying to remember. Is that the one I didn't, okay, I didn't buff this one. Whoops, bear with me. I'll get it together at some point. I actually am kind of cutting back on caffeine, or kind of eliminating it. And it's just, actually it's having a weird effect on me. And I really don't drink a lot of coffee. I mean, maybe a cup of coffee in the morning, maybe 2 cups, whatever. And then I like iced tea, so I don't know why it's, I didn't think I had that much caffeine in my diet, but it seems like it's bothering me. So whatever. Okay, so just make sure they feel nice and smooth. Make sure I got all the excess wax out. I've got a little piece here. Definitely want to go up the sides and take any crumbles or anything that might have. Just kind of get them off. Yeah, the natural wood looks kind of like that. Okay. Okay. So, on to the fun stuff. Let me get this surface out. So yes, it's intended to be hung this way, but I'm going to take this off if I end up using this, and I'll just put a little sawtooth hanger up at the top to handle it. I did find my fuzzing cloths, actually, whatever. That dish towel that I used the other day was, it was brand new. Usually I like to wash everything before I use it. And I just had it sitting here, and I used it instead of my fuzzing towel. And I have to admit, it really laid down a lot of lint. It was easy coming off when I washed it, but still it was much more than my fuzzing cloth. It took a little bit more effort getting it off. So I really do like our fuzzing cloths. And I'm open to suggestions and ideas on color here. I want to do at least 3 different colors for the blossoms. I think the shimmers are really pretty. I'm probably going to go with my jade, I'm thinking, for the leaves and for the stems. And I might want to mix that up a little bit. I don't know if I want all the same color or not. I'll think about that a little bit more. What do you think? So this is one of our, this transfer is from our newest vendor, and they're somewhat translucent. Notice that you can kind of see through it, or it has a certain see-through quality to it. And I want to get this laid out just right in the center of things. And I have to admit, this translucent feature really makes it easier to position. I'm going to lift that up and make sure that I'm not too close to the edge on the top of this flower, though. I'm close, but I think it's fine. I'll make sure I don't have any air bubbles down, and that it's down nice and smoothly. I have my multi-tool out here that I was actually cleaning in between my painting, you know, and whitewashing. Our multi-tool has like a little squeegee on one end. The other end, which I haven't cleaned yet, is great for stirring up our paste and getting underneath the lid, like the little edge of the lid. So, grab a little paste. You know what, I really like working towards myself instead of away or sideways. So let me rotate this a little bit. There we go, a little bit better. And I got a little air bubble, make sure that's out. Okay. Oh yeah, doesn't the multi-tool make short work of things here? Whoops. Right off the edge. Yeah, this is a little bit more narrow than my multi-tool squeegee. So I want to make sure I try and stay in the center and get the paste through that silk screen. And get it fully covered. Now, anytime you're using a cutout or a chalkable chip or anything that your transfer is going over the edge, you are going to lose a little bit of paste here because you can't exactly scrape it up because there's nothing underneath it. But in reality, our paste a little does go a long, long way. Okay, suggestions on this flower. I was actually thinking the dream car. Anyone who want to give me a suggestion of what they'd go with for this? I'm going to smooth this out, pull off as much excess paste as I can here. I might have an air bubble right there. I'm not sure. Let me lift it up and take a quick little peek. No, that looks pretty good. What do you think? I love our silk screen. It just gives such a nice definition. And also, dream car. Yes, to dream car. Why not, right? Nice and vibrant and bright and cheery. Dream car is February's color of the month. We've just started a program coming out with new colors each month. They're for a limited time while supplies last or until the end of the month. And actually, dream car sold out within the first week. It is reminiscent of Barbie's dream car from the late 60s. But it's a nice, bright, attention-getting paste. Now I'm just smoothing this over the flower petals. Pushing it through the silk screen. I'm going to smooth it out, remove any excess, and then put the excess back in the jar. As easy as that. What do you think? Isn't that nice and striking? I wasn't sure I liked the dream car at first. I'm not really too much of a pink person, but honestly, it's so bright and it does have a very cheery quality to it. Okay, suggestions on one of the other blooms? Come on, don't be shy, just jump right in. Hi, Deb. I am making I'm making a piece of decor that is using the Botanicals Club Couture transfer, and I'm either going to put it on this board or something else. I haven't decided yet. I'm going to see how it looks on this when I'm done with the flowers, and then I'll decide if it's going to go on that beaded board or if it's going to go on another thing. Actually, I want to put it on two different pieces, so I probably whatever. I probably should order another set. I'm looking for, I want to do something a little bit different with my green. I don't know if I want to mix up my jade with my wild lime. Maybe I'll just darken it. Oops, that's the wrong thing. Looking for another green here. Bear with me. Well, maybe I will do it. What the heck, right? I haven't used this wild lime too much. It is pretty bright and wild. And I didn't bring out a color tray, so I'm going to just mix it on my surface. Let's take this little squeegee and just grab a dab of the wild lime. Oops, maybe a little bit more. Kind of put it out of the way here. And grab some of my jade. And mix them on up. I want a slightly different color than what I'm using already. Just to show a little bit of difference. And I probably shouldn't have mixed it until I actually had my transfer on this flower. But let me hurry up and do that now. Now bear in mind I've already fuzzed the entire transfer, so I'm just going to place it here. I have previously whitewashed these cutouts. You know, sometimes I need a third hand. Here we go. I think it'll work. There we go. Make sure no air bubbles there. I'm going to move this just a little bit up because I just realized I'm a little off camera. There we go. So, just grab a little paste here. I hope this is enough difference to look different on the stems, enough of a difference in the color green. I'm having a hard time getting it off the back. There we go. Just got it all the way down to the bottom. Let's get my stem up here. Just a little teeny bit at the top here. And this other part. A little bit of a tight corner there. Let me rotate so I've got a better angle. The only thing I didn't like with the beaded surface is I realized I don't have room for the flowers with the butterfly, and I would have preferred to have the butterfly on it too. But sometimes you can't always get what you want, right? Okay, let me do a little paste and peel here. Take a look at what this looks like. It looks good, and you know, it is close in color. It's a little bit different, just barely, actually. Suggestions on the flower for this one? I want to actually use my berry, so this might go on my berry. It's not, I mean, it's different enough from the dream car. Shimmer Flamingo. Nice shimmer, nice and bright. What do you think? I think this will work great. Now I'm holding my transfer down because I don't want it to come loose and slide as I'm going over this. Just because my surface is so light, I don't want it to skate across the table or anything. Okay, got that. Let me grab a teeny bit more paste and just do this little blossom here. Got right up to the edge. Okay, I think that looks good. I don't know where I put my lid. Here we go. Let's take a little peek at it. Oops, I missed right there up at the top. Right up here. Just a little bit too light. Let me go over that again. Always good to check before you totally lift it up. Oh yeah. I love this transfer. It is just pretty and it's delicate and so versatile. If you're not a member of Club Couture, you need to learn more about it. It actually is a monthly subscription service that brings straight to your door every month an 8.5 by 11-inch transfer, along with 3 coordinating paste packets. Your first month you also do get a squeegee, so you have everything you need to spend an hour or so giving yourself some creative bliss. Now, I was thinking berry, but maybe I should do the other one in bumblebee. What do you think? Bumblebee or berry? Maybe the berry kind of is just too similar. Bumblebee? Can I get a consensus here? I'm going to get this prepped and wait for some input. Clean my squeegees off a little bit. I don't know, what do you think? Won't this be pretty? I mean, it's delicate. I have this idea of exactly where I want to put it. Just a little kind of area of a little, I can't say a sliver of a wall. Well, yeah, it actually is a sliver of wall. In the hallway, there's a closet door, and then there's probably about, oh, I wonder, I should have measured to see if it would fit there. I'm thinking about 10 inches of wall space, and I just thought it would be kind of pretty vertically, hung there vertically, and it's just kind of delicate. I don't know, I just thought it would be pretty. I'm a sucker for the beads on any wooded surface. I mean, truly, isn't it pretty and delicate? Kind of feminine. It would go nice on a bedroom wall also, I think. Okay, let me finish cleaning the squeegee and we'll get on to the last flower. I'm only doing 3. There are, there are 4? Yeah, there's 4 flowers on here in the butterfly, but I couldn't get 4 to fit on that surface. Now, if I do have to go to the other surface or I get another set of cutouts to do the other one, I will do all of them. Okay, bumblebee or berry? What are we going to go with there? Okay. And I want to make sure this is adhered pretty well because it's not too much to actually stick to. The adhesive is only on the teal portion of the transfer, so I want to make sure that I've got it sticking well before I start pasting it. And I'm going to go back to just the plain jade. Clean off my multi-tool. Okay. Let me move these up a little bit out of the way. What are we thinking? Bumblebee or berry? Now, this transfer will not stick. I mean, it might stick a little bit like there, but it won't be difficult to lift off of our mat. So this is a good mat to use whenever you're doing something like this. But see, as there's so much silk screen here, I want to make sure the edges with the actual adhesive are adhering before I chalk it. And we've got a little bit bigger leaves on here than on the other flowers, so let me catch them first. And when you're chalking, take your time, enjoy it. Don't be in a hurry. Kind of enjoy the whole process, right? I have a tendency to, when I'm live, to kind of want to rush through things. Nobody wants to sit there and watch paint dry, right? But I have to kind of remind myself to slow down a little bit. Otherwise, I might get myself in trouble. Okay, I'm getting in a little bit of a tight spot there. Let me rotate this a little bit so I can see it a little better and get right up to the edge of the leaf. I don't want to get the flower blossoms with my multi-tool here in the paste. Let me clean it off, smooth it out. I've got a lot of excess paste here. Okay, put that back in the jar and cover up my jade. Hi, Shirley. Bumblebee, huh? Okay, this looks, whoops, nope, doesn't look good. I missed the top up there. Ah, you know what? I actually thought that that part was the blossoms, and it's not. It's still the leaf. I should have looked a little bit closer. Let me try and get right in there and get the last little part. I don't have much paste left on here, but I think I got it. Yeah, I still need to get a little bit closer with it. Let me grab a little more paste. There we go. Okay, so Bumblebee it is. That'll brighten it up. I'm going to rotate this so that I can paste towards myself. And actually, I'll see if I could push a little of this jade paste away from my flower. I might have nailed a little bit of it there. Okay. Ah, definitely bright. Whoa, what do you think? Put my excess paste back in my jar. Let me clean up my surface a bit. You know what? I'm going to actually clean up this transfer at the same time. So that I'll let these dry so I don't actually smudge or smear anything. Our board erasers come 2 in a pack. They're simple to use. They make things so much easier. I just realized I don't have my water. Here, let me grab it. Just a little bit on the other side of the table. Okay. Somewhere around here I have another spray bottle. This one is kind of, I think, worn out. Okay, so obviously the best place or the easiest place to clean your transfer would be at a sink, and if you have a spray, so much the better. but I'm going to do it at my table because I don't want this drying into the silk screen, and I'm running out of water. So I'm just giving it a little bit of spritz over it, of water over it, and then I'm going to use my board eraser to clean up off the top. Which one did I wet? This one? Yeah. Okay. Sometimes I cut my board eraser into smaller pieces, especially if I don't need a large piece to clean the transfer. It just seems like I get more use out of them that way, or it's more economical. They don't wear out if I'm not using a whole big piece. See how quick and easy that was to clean that off? And then I'm going to go back over it with a disinfecting wipe. Make sure I've got all the paste out. Sometimes your paste can actually dye the silk screen, but this might actually look like this because I haven't cleaned the other side yet. So let me lift that, clean up my surface, lay it down. Now this is sticky side up, bear in mind. And then come over and get all the paste off of it. If you're ever not sure if you've got all the paste off, just hold your transfer up to the light. If you could see through the silk screen like the mesh, then you know that you do. I mean, if it might discolor the mesh, doesn't harm it. If it just tints it or discolors it, but you don't want any globs of paste actually stuck within the silk screen itself. And it's not unusual for more of the vibrant pastes to actually discolor it or change the color because it's the way they're made. When it's that deeply pigmented like our dream car, it's going to be absorbed into the silk screen a little bit. Okay, this looks good. Now I've got all the paste off, and I'm just going up across in one direction, removing the lint. Let me get the other side now. I picked up a lot of lint on the bottom here, I noticed. And this basically renews the stickiness for the next time you use it. Now I'm going to set this aside, sticky side up, to dry. And once it's dry, then I will lay my backer sheet on it. Never try putting the transfer on the backer sheet, always the backer sheet to the transfer. Now, if I like this on the beaded board, I will most likely hot glue it. I could probably use glue dots, but I'd probably have a little bit of time. Well, I could use smaller glue dots on the stems. I'd like to, if I could reuse things or, you know, alternate or change things up, I like to not make them permanent if I can, which is one of the reasons I love our chalkboards, because when I tire of a design, I could just erase it and reuse the board. But on this beaded sign, I'm not sure if I'm gonna have to, if I could get by with glue dots or if I should just hot glue it. I have a feeling hot glue would probably be the most secure way to do it. Now this I know is our tallest, so it needs to go in the middle. Make sure I don't have paste on my fingers. This isn't fully dry. This one with the flamingo is a shimmer, so it's not quite dry yet, and I want to be careful I don't smudge it. Spread these out just a little bit more. What do you think? Spring-like, cheery, feminine, sweet. Thank you so much for watching this evening. I surely do appreciate it. Any questions or comments, just drop them below and I will definitely get back to you. I hope this has been helpful and given you some ideas for some projects and creativity or whatever. Thanks so much. See you soon.